Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel, I'm Bella, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Joker, his greatest jokes. Okay, this is an interesting collection because, as we all know, the Joker has had his 80th anniversary this year. In fact, Batman has, and so has Robin for all that matter. So it's quite interesting the years that they've taken these stories for. So he starts in 1942, of course, and we go all the way down to 2018. So we've got the cross-country crimes, the man who wrote the Joker's jokes, and that's 1951, 1962, 1969, 1975, 1982, 1983, 1970, 1997, and then 2007 or 27, and that's Trust Part 1, Trust Part 2, same year. And then we've got From Batman Prelude to the Wedding, Harley Quinn versus the Joker, which is interesting. This is the only comic that they've selected that actually includes Harley Quinn in here, and I will explain why later on when I do a comparison with that book over there, but not in this video. This is Joker only. So we've got really classic. It reminds me very much of the Adam West TV show. In fact, this inspired the Adam West TV show, hence why it reminds me of it. So this is from 1942, which is his first major appearance in a comic, I think. It's really difficult to see. Actually, this is the next one, the man who wrote the Joker's jokes. See, comics were very, very flat, and you could give this to a child and they could read it. The joys of the comics authority. Okay. You know, stories didn't have very much depth. Goodies, baddies, everybody goes home. Public Lunatic, #1. And then Things, and If I Laugh, Chapter 1. So things start to get a little bit more gruesome as we go through. Yeah, he's always with crowbars and cutting people's heads off. Yeah, we know this is Joker we know and love. It just goes on to be rather strange and slightly odd. Because remember, at this point, I don't know whether he could actually be seen to be sort of firing a gun. See, look, that's not really a gun. It's like a bow and arrow. The Joker is wild. Stories. So there's some really great stories here. And then, obviously, when we get to Spectre, so this is where you definitely see a shift in the tones. They've, like, leaped ahead a fair bit to get Savage Innocence in 1997. So this is, like, even in the 80s, they were still writing it like the Adam West TV show. And in the 90s, everything changed. The panels, the dialogue. See, look, he's got a gun now rather than a cane. You can really see the difference in tone. See, look, there's another gun. Comics Authority is gone. Hence why they're sort of rated from teenage up now. Because you wouldn't give a child some of the comics that they make because they're just not appropriate. See, now we're into the Trust storyline. And you can see how we no longer have all that white space around. Look at the Joker. And then it'll change again. But you can really see the difference between 1950s all the way up to 1980s way of doing a comic. With the strip and everything and the lines. There is no strip now. It's mostly all. See, there is here. It's mostly all story. This is the only one that sort of sums up Harley Quinn and Joker's relationship that they've included. And I'm really pleased they have included this one because this is the one I would have picked as well. Because it's a shame that you haven't got any Batman animated TV show Joker and Harley Quinn stuff in here. But it is a celebration of the Joker. And it's his greatest jokes. So it's only at the end that we bring in the Mrs. or the current Mrs. Joker. Anyway, forget about Punchline. She's just going to get punched up. And if Harley Quinn punches her up, it'll be because she's just annoyed with her for being stupid, like she was with the Joker's daughter in Suicide Squad. But the Joker will still take the credit because he created Harley. If Catwoman beats her up, it'll be because she finds that Punchline is stupid and an affront to Harley, because Harley is basically the glue of the whole of the Batman universe. Sorry, but it's true. She's had more character development in 30 years than the Joker has in his 80 years, which is something. And she's also considered to be the fourth pillar of the DC world. So you've got Superman and Batman, light and dark, halves of each other. Then you've got Wonder Woman and Harley Quinn, light and dark, halves of each other. But moving on to why they've included this particular comic for them. This is brilliant because not only do they both admit that their relationship was abusive to both of them, but they also admit that actually they'd really like to be together. But currently, she's such a dizzy princess. See, look. I hope death feels like a kiss. See, it's still there. Under all the madness, it's still there. Oh, look. See, look. Oh, look at that. Instead of giving you a grin on the back of your head, I turned the axe at the very last second. I guess I didn't really want you dead. Somewhere deep inside me, I know that someday you'll realise I'm the only thing that makes you happy. Someday you'll desperately want to come back. And on that day, you'll know what it's like to be alone and left out, waiting for an invitation. So, yeah, they basically deal with their issues, but they know that they're apart for now. But it sets them up nicely for whatever future they may or may not have, whether it be together or separately. Punchline is just going to mess that up, but I think it's going to be interesting to put a love triangle in the mix. Because let's face it, there's a reason they haven't done the Gotham City Sirens, but I'm going to hold off on talking about that because it should be about the Joker, but variably we are led back to Harley Quinn and the women in his life because his character development hasn't been that great. I mean, I'm shocked they haven't included any of Gagsy, the little dwarf that he used to have as his first sidekick way back in the day, but he's not here either. So overall, you can see it's such a sharp contrast. You go from sort of like the panels to then fully modern really rapidly and quickly. And you also haven't got Killing Joke included here, which is interesting in itself, nor have we got any mention of the aforementioned acid bath or anything to do with his origin at all. So that's that. And it says here, since the character's debut in 1940, the Joker has been the Dark Knight's greatest foe and has quickly become one of the world's most popular villains, appearing on numerous television series, both in live action and animated, in multiple blockbuster movies, and in countless video games. Joker is a character as timeless as he is legendary. Now DC present a new best of collection featuring the Joker's greatest stories. In these capers, the Clown Prince of Crime challenges Batman, Robin, and the rest of Gotham City's heroes, creating chaos with every step he takes. So, it's interesting. So, I hope you've enjoyed this review of Joker, his greatest jokes. Please like, comment and subscribe, and look forward to the next video where I'm going to be looking at Harley Quinn's greatest hits. Bye, and stay safe.